Loki is the most misunderstood figure in all of Norse mythology. People think he was always the villain, the Norse devil, evil from the start. He wasn't. For most of the myths, Loki lives with the gods, travels with Thor, and saves Asgard over and over with his cleverness. He's not their enemy. He's their fixer. So what happened? How does the god's closest companion become the being who leads the army that destroys them at Ragnarok? The answer is a slow, tragic slide, and the gods are not innocent in it. First, the basics, because they're stranger than you think. Loki was not one of the easy gods by birth. He was born a giant, the son of a giant named Farborti. And yet he lived in Asgard, among the gods, because at some point in the distant past, he and Odin himself swore an oath of blood brotherhood. That's a crucial detail. Loki and Odin were sworn brothers. The texts even say that Odin refused to drink unless Loki was served too. Loki was inside the circle. He was family. And what Loki brought to that family was something the gods genuinely needed: cleverness. The easy are powerful but not always smart. Thor can smash anything, but he can't think his way out of a trap. Loki could. He was the mind of Asgard, quick, funny, endlessly inventive, a shapeshifter who could become a salmon, a fly, a mare, an old woman. The gods relied on him precisely because he could do what raw power couldn't: he could scheme. Look at how often Loki rescues the gods, and a pattern emerges: when the gods get themselves into trouble, Loki gets them out. Asgard needed a great protective wall, and a builder offered to make it, but the price, thanks to a careless bet by the gods, was going to be the sun, the moon, and the goddess Freyja. The gods panicked and turned to Loki. He solved it. He shapeshifted into a mare, lured away the builder's superpowered stallion, and cost the builder his deadline. Asgard kept its sun, its moon, and its goddess, and as a bonus, Loki later returned with Sleipnir, the eight-legged horse, and gave it to Odin. When Thor's hammer was stolen by a giant, it was Loki who devised the plan to get it back. When the gods needed the greatest treasures in the cosmos, Thor's hammer, Odin's spear, Freya's ship, the golden hair for Thor's wife, it was Loki who maneuvered the dwarfs into forging them. Over and over, Loki is the reason the gods come out ahead. Yes, he often caused the problem in the first place with some bit of mischief. But that's the role he plays. He stirs the pot, and then he's the only one clever enough to fix what he stirred. For a long time, that's a workable arrangement. Loki is chaos, but his useful chaos. He's on their side. The breaking point is the death of Baldur. Baldur was the most beloved of all the gods, radiant, gentle, kind, loved by everyone in Asgard. When Baldur began dreaming of his own death, his mother Frigg made every single thing in existence, every plant, animal, stone, and metal, swear an oath never to harm him. He became invulnerable, and the gods turned it into a game, hurling weapons at him and laughing as everything bounced away. But Loki found the one gap. Frigg had skipped a single plant, mistletoe, thinking it too young and harmless to bother asking. So Loki fashioned a dart of mistletoe. And here's the cruelest part: he put it in the hands of Baldur's own brother, the blind god Hr, who had been standing aside from the game because he couldn't see to throw. Loki guided his aim. The dart flew, and the one thing in the universe that hadn't sworn the oath pierced Baldur and killed him. This wasn't a prank that got out of hand. This was deliberate. And it gets worse: when the goddess Hel agreed to release Baldur from the dead if every being in the cosmos would weep for him, every being did, except one. A giantess named KK, who refused to shed a single tear, and who was almost certainly Loki in disguise. Loki didn't just kill the best of the gods. He made sure Baldur stayed dead. With that, Loki crossed the line from trickster to murderer. And the gods would not forgive it. What the gods did to Loki next is one of the most brutal punishments in the mythology, and it's the thing that truly creates the monster. After Baldur's death, Loki fled and hid, but the gods hunted him down. And their vengeance was personal. They took Loki's 2 sons. They transformed one of them, Vali, into a wolf, and that wolf immediately tore apart his own brother, Narfi. Then the gods took the dead son's entrails, the guts of Loki's own child, and used them to bind Loki to 3 great slabs of rock deep in a cave, where the bindings turned to iron. And it doesn't end there. A giantess, in some telling Skadi, who had her own grudge against Loki, fixed a venomous serpent above his face, so that its poison would drip down onto him, drop by drop, for eternity. The only mercy is Loki's wife, the goddess Sigyn, who stays by his side and holds a bowl above his face to catch the venom. But every time the bowl fills, she has to turn away to empty it, and in those moments, the poison falls onto Loki's face, and he writhes in such agony that the whole earth shakes. The Norse said that's what earthquakes are: Loki, bound in his cave, convulsing under the venom. Now think about what's been done to him. His children murdered, one forced to kill the other. Bound with his own son's guts. Tortured with dripping poison forever. Whatever Loki was before, this is what the gods have made him now, an enemy with nothing left to lose and an eternity of agony to repay. When Ragnarok comes, Loki's bindings finally break. And the being who once saved Asgard again and again now steers the ship of the dead toward the final battle, leading the armies of chaos against the gods who tortured him. He and the Watchman Heimdall, old enemies, kill each other on the field. Loki dies, destroying the world he was once part of. So was Loki evil? The myths refuse to give a simple answer, and that's exactly why he's so fascinating. He's not a devil who was always damned. He's a more uncomfortable idea. He's what happens when you take something essential but disruptive, cleverness, chaos, the part of any group that questions and provokes and refuses to behave, and you rely on it when it's useful, then punish it without mercy when it goes too far. The gods needed Loki. They used him. And when he finally did something unforgivable, they destroyed him so cruelly that they guaranteed he'd come back to destroy them. Loki is the chaos inside every order, the thing you can't live without and can't fully control. The Norse understood something deep here, that the line between the trickster who saves you and the destroyer who ends you can be thinner than you think, and that how you treat your chaos determines which one you get. Loki started as the mind of the gods. They made him the end of the gods. So Loki was never simply the villain. He was family, then fixer, then murderer, then the most tortured being in the cosmos, then the destroyer of everything, a slow fall that the gods themselves helped push him down. He's the most human god of all, because he's the most contradictory. If you want to meet his children, the wolf that eats Odin, the serpent that poisons the world, and the queen of the dead, that's our next video. Subscribe, and stay clever.